talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin, and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. Here we go now. I'm talking about Mr. Gulley, and you don't know where he's been. Oh no, he's been right in your alley. Well, I'm Mr. Gulley, yes I am. So what we talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin, and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. Ooh. One, two, three, four. They call me Mr. Gulley. I've got something for your ear. Now it might sound kind of funny, but I'll make it very clear. So what we talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin, and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. Here we go now. I'm talking about Mr. Gulley, and you don't know where he's been. Oh no, he's been right in your alley. Well, I'm Mr. Gulley, yes I am. So what we talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin, and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. Ooh.
Hey everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What is shaking? I got big news for you. I'm going to tell you about self-checkout. And I've got great news for you along those lines. I've been drinking a lot of coffee today, so I have really slightly more than low grade aggro going on. And God, do I hate self-checkout. Anyway, we'll get to that in just a second. Please like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell. Do all those free things. Don't cost you a penny. Please do the free stuff. I know the paid stuff is a bridge too far. I'm coming to terms with that. But if you could just do the free stuff and burden all of your good friends with this program, that would be great. I'm putting the begging bar up now. That's where I beg you to get a membership, $2.99 a month, or Super Chat, or PayPal, or the merch store, which is, I think, I'm not sure, but I think it's 45% off on Cafe Press today. That might not be my store. You might have to search for things in like the main page or something, but I think it's 45% off today, which, for those of you good at math, is almost half off, which is the way I like my insert your own joke, man. Hey, we got some special guest stars here in our chat room. Let me run through these, and then I'll tell you all about self-checkouts. By the way, today will be, a topic where I tell real anecdotes from my personal life, and they are all fresh. They all happened within the last week, and I could be described as highly antisocial in public amongst retail workers and shoppers, fellow shoppers. Team Brittany is here. She's a moderator on a live stream that I follow quite closely, and glad to see her. She says she's planning to make the stream, but if she doesn't, you need to like and share, because this story is insane. Insane hardly begins to describe it, I think, probably. There's me responding. Despite is here, says it's time. Terry Nee, a very special guest star. He moderates 17 live streams. Sadly, most of them are from the Dabbleverse, but I don't even know what the Dabbleverse is. He's an ombudsman for some of them as well. Johnny Brooks is here. Always good to see him. Hard archivist, who's really done a great job of improving my reputation on the internet. Thank you for that. And he's got some thoughts about self-checkout. He hasn't used a cashier in a long time. Oh, roller skater Texas girl, I need to say something. I just minutes before the show started found out she made another massive donation on PayPal. I mean, a really generous one. She is so cool. Unfortunately, I didn't load the video of her skating backwards at 50 miles an hour before the show started because I just saw it. But roller skater Texas girl, thank you so much. That is so nice. That is really above and beyond. We're all tripping out these days, Tom. I both self-check out. Turkatron is here. She's one of my favorite people in the world that we live in, and she knows where lots of good places to get tacos are. And she roller skater Texas girl also loads self-checkout. There we go. Roller skater Texas girl, one of my favorite people on earth and other planets, really, if you want to get into it that much. And Turkatron is in a place. There you go. And I am very welcome. Well, no, thank you. Thank you, roller skater Texas girl. Never self-checkout. Well, I'll get to that too, InfoWar. Trust me, I've got a plan. Because we need to stick it to the man. Because the man is always trying to keep us down. So we got to stick it to the man. I'm not kind enough, which will be exemplified here in just seconds. Because let me tell you about self-checkouts. Ooh, mama. Self-checkouts, also known as assisted checkouts, also known as self-service checkouts, also known as Satan's portal to the seventh circle of hell, also known as painful rectal itch, are machines that allow customers, mind you, that's me and you. That's code for me and you to complete their own transaction with the retailer. By the way, retailer, that means a person that we are doing a favor by buying goods and services from. Okay, so we're in there doing them a favor to start with, and it allows us to complete that process without using a staffed checkout, which means they're saving money on labor. They're putting a person out of work. And I might point out that the person they're putting out of work is the wonderful older lady that when there was cashiers that would be chewing gum and going, "How you doing today, doll?" and swiping the thing real fast. And if they saw that you were buying something with the coupon, they'd have a stack of coupons from the paper there, and they'd rip one out and go, "I noticed you were buying those donuts. Here's a little coupon." Bam! That lady, that wonderful lady who had cats and flowers in her yard that she tended to, and grandchildren, and the glasses that were on a chain around her neck, and a name tag that said Irene, that lady, yeah, the self-checkout put her out of business. And you know what she does now? You know what she does now? Nothing. That's what she does. Nothing. Okay, some of them, not all of them, but some of them got hired at Hallmark, and their only job is to follow you around the Hallmark store to make sure you don't steal a $4 card or a $7 card with one of those automatic audio things that plays Happy Birthday, or you can talk into it and it says whatever you want. But most of them are out of business. And so when using the self-checkout, okay, customers scan item barcodes before paying for their purchases without needing one-on-one staff assistance, which is known as personal service. It's also known as you don't work for the grocery store. We got someone here that does that. And by the way, those barcodes, I'm telling you, there's just a little something Mark of the Beast about those as well. And maybe I'll do a show about those someday. But for right now, it's self-checkout. I'm just saying, don't take your eye off the barcodes, because we're going to find out one of these days. Self-checkouts are mostly in supermarkets, but the Wikipedia entry says they sometimes use them in department stores. I've never seen that. And then, oh, this is funny. They say they sometimes also use them in convenience stores. Now, I don't know about you, but I know about me. And I kind of do know about you. And let me tell you something, Chachi. Have you been to a convenience mart recently? And by recently, I mean ever, where they're going to allow you to scan your own things? Or maybe is the maniacal person that's running and or working at the convenience store watching your every move to make sure that you don't get away with stealing something expensive out of their store that could cost, oh, I don't know, 5 cents? They're in grocery stores. Most of the self-checkout areas are supervised by at least one staff member, often assisting customers to process transactions, correcting prices, or otherwise providing service. Except I was at the groceria this morning, and I am doing the self-checkout against my better wishes. And the person that was supposed to be in charge of all of that was leaning on the deal at the end of the self-checkout. They weren't even standing up on their own 2 feet. They were leaning on it. Here, I'll pull that up there. Leaning on it. Like leaning on it. Watching me do the work. Leaning on. That was not assisting me at all. And the bags weren't, like so you could easily pull them over. They were just in a big chunk. They were probably in the back of a truck in the middle of Florida for 2 weeks, so they were just stuck together, and they could have unstuck them. We'll get to this. All of the little scanner guns were the red circle, meaning they're not charged up. Why aren't they charged up? It seems like, I don't know, the person closing the store could just put them in there and charge them up all night so that you could, and I'll get to that in a minute too. Trust me. As of 12 years ago, 2013, there were 191,000 self-checkout units scattered amongst the Earth's Earth. And by this year, there's 1.2 million worldwide. By the way, nearly half of those are here in the United States. And there's an associated cost with the ones here in the United States cost $1.4 billion 4 years ago. Do you know how many ladies named Irene with the glasses with the string on them and the chewing of the gum and the hey doll, I just noticed. Do you know how many people you could employ? How many of those Irenes you could put to work with benefits for $1.4 billion? An army of them. Okay, now, I learned some stuff this morning that was not making me happy. And that was that these machines were originally invented by David R. Humble at Deerfield Beach, Florida company, Czech Robot Incorporated, which has since been named Skynet, and the NCR Corporation, which used to make most of the cash registered, they were the first customer with the largest share. And they introduced these to the public in 1986. And the first machine produced by Czech Robot was installed in a Kroger store near Atlanta, Georgia. Well, let me tell you something, kids. I went into old Tom's wallet billfold thing, and I have a billfold because I'm old. And looky what I found in there. Looky what I found. I found my Kroger Plus card. Well, let me tell you something, Chief, Ace, Sparky. Let me tell you something. If you don't have to be a historian to look at my Kroger Plus card and realize that it's 1,000,000 years old. I mean, I've had this for 20 or 25 years. And also, you look at the back of it, and it's printed in a sans serif typeface. Hold on. I'll get it for you. Hold on. And oh, by the way, some of the companies at the bottom, yeah, they're no longer in business. Fry's, I'm pretty sure they're done. Anyway, if I had the grip strength to rip this in half in front of you, I would, but I don't. But if I did, boy, let me tell you, to get even with Kroger for that first thing. Now, I'm going to throw an olive branch out right now, okay? If you're at a store that has self-checkout, and there's cashiers, and it's 20 deep at each of the cashier lines, and you have 2 or 3 items, I'll even go as far as to say 5 items, the amount of items you can count on your hand, if, of course, you haven't suffered a horrifying industrial accident. 5. If you have 5 items or less, I get it. It's probably quicker to go through the self-checkout. I understand that. And I'll give you a pass on that. But any others, no. N-O, no, I say unto thee. And now I'm going to get to some of your comments, and then I'm going to tell you a story. And I mean, it's a true story from real life. And I don't know why I'm so broken up today. This video is not streaming very well. You know why it is that it's not streaming well? I'll tell you why. These computers, they know. They know. Incidentally, we're going to establish a plan to get even for the self-checkout. So stay tuned for that. By God. All right, let's see what we got here. InfoWars says Tom Cashier. I love the Tom names lately. Well, we do that all the time here. It's just a little something we throw in extra. Apparently for free, unless your name is Roller Skater Texas Girl. This is an example of a robot taking jobs. It's just a more primitive version. Roller Skater Texas Girl, I'm glad you said it. And they always say this thing. They always say, well, it's not really taking human jobs because there's the guy that's got to fix the machines. He gets a job. Yeah, but he is a guy that used to fix copiers, and they don't make copiers anymore. So they just downsized him into these, and he's not a guy that has a chain around his neck with his glasses on him and a tag that says Irene and chewing the gum and giving you the free coupon. That's not him. He waddles in there at 3 in the morning. You never see him. And all of the little scan guns are not charged up. So to heck with him. Who cares about him? I don't. Abracadabra says, I don't like the cashier small talk, but that's the beauty of it, Abra, is that those cashiers, once they do the job for a while, they can smell that. They're like, good day, sir. Beep, 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 beep. You don't have to have it. And if you say that to them, hey, I don't want any of that. They're not going to. Terry Nee says, I'm a germaphobe. I don't want people touching my stuff. Hey, Terry. I got news for you, bro. I don't know if you've been in any of these stores. Certainly not at the hours that I'm there, which is right when they open. Because, and I'll get to this in a second, my trip to the Walmart grocery area is a surgical strike. The cart doesn't stop moving till I get to the self-checkout. It's just a rolling shopping experience. You might want to take a good look at the people that are stocking the shelves because they're touching your stuff. And I think you would rather have Irene touching it than them. Just saying. Irene is fluent in our language. Well, that's all I'm going to say about it. YouTube sentence corrector is awful, isn't it, though? Stinks. CVS and Walgreens. Now, see, I think that's an acceptable place to, you know. Terry Nee says, convenience stores. And I'm going to say this in the voice of Mr. Potter from It's a Wonderful Life. Convenience stores are for suckers. They might as well just rename those places Maximum Retail. Anyway. 7-Eleven wings are fire. Let me tell you something. I'm not mad at their slice of pizza either. There, I said it. And by the way, what's the place that I like so well here in Texas? Quick Trip. Quick Trip's kolaches. Chef's kiss. I'm telling you. Despite says, if the cashier bags the stuff, I'll go through full service. If they don't bag, I'd rather not have an unnecessary interaction. Well, at that point, you're doing their job anyway. And by the way, the bagger boy, whatever happened to the bagger boy or girl? That used to be an art, man, especially when there were paper sacks. You had to know what to put in the box. I mean, Terry Nee says, I use my phone for everything at Sam's Club. Walk right out. They don't check your receipt on the way out of Sam's Club? Because I'm going to get to that in a minute, too. OMG, who are they? I still have mine, too. Oh, let's see. I got Dillon's. I don't know if Dillon's is still in business. City Market. Pretty sure they are. King's Surplus. And then some indeterminate logo with no name on it. I can't tell. But Fry's, I know, is out of business. Julie Testa says, I don't have a card, so I can only say Kroger. I loved Fry's Electronics. So do I, man. I loved that place. But what about Granny's unemployment? They didn't give her unemployment. She was fired with cause. She didn't get any unemployment. Irene was just, and of course there was that day there when all the younger people stocking the shelves were crying. It was her last day. She worked there 27 years. She was there the first day it was built. I have developed, I will admit, a probably unnecessarily long and flattering backstory for Irene. All right, I'm sorry. She went to my church, for crying out loud. I took phys ed with her youngest. Anyway, each cashier uses a cash register, so he used to fix the registers. Exactly. Tom was mad when ice delivery for his cooler stopped. Well, we did call it an ice box back then, Terry. It wasn't a refrigerator. It was an ice box. And by the way, Giuseppe, who brought the big block of ice on that big tongs. You know what he did after he got phased out by the refrigerator? He went to work for the mob. He became a button man. That's what he did. His job was more lucrative when they employed cashiers. Exactly. It's about percentages. The self-checkout is to lower costs significantly for the store. You're darn right. We have Quick Trips in Missouri, but they don't have kolaches. It's strictly a Texas thing. Oh, man. A mighty, mighty, mighty kolache. They make a damn fine cup of coffee. And a mighty, mighty fine kolache. And Terry, yes, you are so correct. That's where the term put 'em on ice. Giuseppe Bombenzano, the ice guy. That's where put 'em on ice came from. Really is. I'm trying to decide whether I should read this next section. I'm going to read it real fast, and then I'm going to tell you about drama in real life. Ooh. Okay, in the self-checkout system, customer has to scan the barcodes, when there are barcodes, and if you get produce or vegetables or something like that, you have to, weigh the product. You got to flip through that little book and find the code for the arugula and do that yourself. And then you got to put them into the bagging area. And oh my God, don't make one little error doing that or the whole thing locks up. And the person who's leaning on the thing has to come over and swipe her thing and punch some stuff. And then you got to pay with your PIN thing, which, yeah, that's fine. There's normally at least one supervising staff member who will assist customer. I'm glad I read this section first, because I'm going to get to this. There's a staff member there who will assist customers, authorize the sale of age restricted products like medicine, booze, knives, smokes, R-rated movies, or remove that electronic magnetized whatever, because it's all about loss prevention. How about just keep your eyes open? Anyway. All right. Where shall I begin? This past previous weekend, not this weekend, the weekend before, I made my usual leave the house at 5:45, 6 a.m. arrival to Walmart. As I mentioned before, without my cart stopping once, did my surgical strike throughout the store, never stops, just boom into the thing, boom into the thing. Then I get to the checkout area. Of course, there's no cashiers. It's all self-checkout. And it's full. Now, let me just point out, there's 92 self-checkouts, but they only have 4 turned on. There are 3 people watching us all do the work they should be doing. And let me tell you something. I know a lot of you are going, what's the sticking in his craw so bad for? And, okay, if they gave me 5% off, 3% off for bagging the groceries, I would dummy up about it. But they don't. They don't. I'm working for Walmart. I used to get paid back in the old days during the Reagan administration to bag groceries. Now I am doing volunteer work for a Fortune 500 company. It's my weekend volunteer job for the Walmart family or the whatever their name is, Waltons. Not the good Waltons up on Walton's Mountain, the other Waltons. All right. So I pull up on this 4 things open. And God, I hope you can hear that. Right at the height of my ennui, stupid ice cream guy comes by. So anyway, I see that number 3 is open, and I start piloting my cart to that one. And this lady, who's doing nothing, goes, Sir, number 3 is open. Number 3 is open. Now keep in mind that there's 3 other stations occupied, all of whom have more than one person at them. They're 2, 3 people, family, whatever. So there's probably 10 people there. And then there's the other 2 helper people. So there's a little bit of a crowd. And I says to her really loud, yeah, I know, I'm not blind. I can see it. There you go. Now, because I'm a healthy guy, I had one of those 42 or 48 count waters with me. You know, the one where you get the little hiatal hernia, picking it up and putting it in the cart. So I require a scanner gun. Otherwise, I'm going to have to turn that some gun around upside down to scan the top of it. And I look, before I even get there, I see that it's not working, but because I'm just a, I don't know, part-time worker at the Walmart, I go over and I check it. Click, 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 click. It ain't working. So I turn my cart around and start to get back in the line to wait for one of the other open stations. And by the way, the whole time I'm scanning to see if any of the other ones are working, and they're not either. But this lady goes, gun not working? And I went, well, you could get off your lazy behind and take 3 steps and check, or look at the giant red circle on it. I don't know. I don't work here or for you. So why don't you figure that out? So then I get over to one of the things and I get all my stuff. And I don't know if you can tell this by looking at me, but I'm the kind of fella, all right? I'm the kind of fella that when I see, as I'm on my trip, a flatbread pizza, which normally retails for $5.94, and it's marked down to $3.67 because it's expiring that day, I thinks to myself, hey, I could eat this sucker today, save a little cash. But it's got that big yellow sticker on the top, and then there's also the barcode next to it, so you gotta have one of those guns for that. Or you're going to have to ask Miss, hey, could you do my job for me? Come over and help you. So I go over and it's not working and put it back in the thing. And she comes over again. Gun not working? And I just went, you know, did we not cover that a couple minutes ago? Look at these guns. Red, 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 red. They never work. They're never on when I get here. Ever. So why don't you just busy yourself punching in the code for this little sales item? And then why don't you put in the code for this 48 count water that I am not going to pick up, turn upside down, and then I'm not doing that. Not doing it. And she goes, oh, I see. That's a problem. I can help you turn it upside down. I said, no, nobody wants to turn this upside down. You're not seeing the solution to the problem here. Me injuring myself or just being inconvenienced at all is not the solution to the problem. I'm going to say this to you one more time. I don't work here. I studied in high school. See, you work here. Right? If anybody's going to pick it up and turn it upside down, it's going to be you, not me. Or I'll just leave it and you can cart it back there or somebody else can. But you barking orders out at me, that's unacceptable. I'm the customer. I know that means I'm the least important person in this building, but I happen to be the customer. All right? So if you and your SWAT team of people watching other people work want to turn it over, be my guest. We get all that completed. By the way, I didn't just have that one sale item. I also had some cookies and... Okay. So now I'm taking my stuff. I get my receipt and I hold it in my hand because I know they're going to want to look at it. And now I'm in a mood. And I actually like the guy that asks to see the receipt, and he doesn't even check mine anymore because I've chatted with him. And as you all know, I can be quite charming. So I go over to him and he's laughing. He is laughing. And he's a sort of a Middle Eastern guy. He's a good guy. And he's laughing. And I said, "You having a good time this morning?" And he goes, "Thank you so much. I've been waiting for someone to say this. She is not a kind lady." And we had a good laugh. And I said, "Do you want to see my receipt?" And he goes, No. I know who I check out of here. I know who I check out." And I said, "Well, good, because I've never said this to you, but I'll say it just so somebody here hears it. This is my property. I have paid for it. I own it. And typically, when someone wants to rifle through the property that I own, they need a search warrant. Now, you're a nice guy, so I would never say that to you, but I have in other stores asked the person, because they were a little pushy about it, "Can I just go out to your car right now and rummage through the trunk and anything that's out there? Come on. Why not?" And he laughed at that. And I said, "Till next time, sir. We will see you, sir." Boom. Put my thing in. And then I was gone. And I was out of there. Why am I going through that? Why are any of us going through that? Why? So some corporation that's already posting billions and billions of dollars in profit every single quarter, that deliberately sets their employees' hours at 37.5 so they don't have to pay for any welfare benefits, any food benefits, any employee benefits, no health care, no nothing. And then the U.S. taxpayer can pay for that. Why? That's what I'm saying. And we're going to get to what we can do about this. And I would like to point out, it'll be a fun game, because part of what we're going to do about it involves a little quiz. And the person who gets the quiz right will be bestowed with an honor and a power unlike anything I have ever done on this program before. Because I, unlike the giant corporations that are out there, believe in fairness and giving a little back. And I still got nonsense to cover here, but most of it doesn't apply, and I probably will blow it off. But we're going to go through some of your comments very quickly. Why am I not showing more of these dumb? There's some self-checkout right there. See, there you go. Now, I would like to point out that in this photo, the checkout is a different kind of checkout, if you know what I mean. Can you dig it? I'll blow that up for you so you can really. Denim skirt with boots. Okay, maybe I live in Texas, but I'm not mad. I'm not mad, you know. Coach Mike's here. Hey, Coach. Hey, Tom, remember when it took two guys to lift the block of ice off the back of the wagon? I do. And if you were nice to them and you were a kid, they'd let you chip off a piece, and because ice was like a real treat back then. Judy Tester says, the stockers used to stock everything at like 3 a.m. Now, after the faux flu, nothing is 24-hour anymore. So the stockers are in all throughout the day when it's packed already in the narrow aisles. Oh, Judy. Let me tell you something, Judy. It's worse than that. Because now, that big store that I was telling you about, they don't stock the shelves themselves for the most part. There are things they do stock, but they require Frito-Lay, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, they require the people who deliver that stuff to stock the shelves. Again, putting people out of bed on down the line. That's who stocks it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's who gets that done with the, yeah. I hate self-checkout so much. We all do, roller skater, Texas girl. It's outrageous. Where do you park the Jag? Good question, Terry Nee. I park the Jag way out in the parking lot next to that, the security vehicle, which when I get there is unmanned. But I put it there anyway. Goat says, Tim couldn't be more correct. Oh, he says, Tom. Well, there is a joke here. There are some people that come in and call me Tim just for fun. Oh, here's something for you. This is the checkout at IKEA. Do you believe the cojones of this company? Not only are you going to put the thing you bought together, you're going to check yourself out while you're doing it. And where is it going to stop? You go in for a gallon of milk, and one of the guys at the thing goes, there's a cow in the back. I think she's still full. I mean, burgers? Yeah, you can go back there and grind it up yourself. IKEA? We got a bandsaw in the back and a diagram. Knock yourself out. He consistent, yeah. Coach Mike says, I'm quick to remind them that Walmart doesn't send me a W-2 and they can either check me out or restock it. They usually accommodate me when they realize I'm serious. Exactly. That was the whole thing about I do not work here, and I certainly don't work for you. There's no paradigm in this universe where I would work for you. Stop ordering me around. I know you think you're in control of the universe because you've got this job doing nothing. Tom was then trespassed. Oh, no, no, no. No, that's when I give them the speech. Don't you understand? That's when I give them the speech. Yeah. Yeah. You can give them the speech. Do you guys want to know what the speech is? I'll give you what the speech is. Hold on a second here. It's going to take some math. But I'll tell you what the speech is. Oh, yeah. By the way, let's not forget that the price of groceries has gone up, oh, God, doubled in the last 3 years. Let's see here. All right. If they try to trespass you, I go, no. It's the law, man. Bring a cop out here. If you think I took something, you have security cameras and you have people watching me. All right? Otherwise, I paid for this. And if you bring the police here, ask them if you, Mr. Security Guy, have the right to search me. You don't. I give them the speech. I come in here and I drop a minimum of $100 a week. That makes me a $5,000 a year customer to you. If you want $5,000 to walk out the door, and then I also have the extra added, well, not anymore, but I used to be able to say, and by the way, you might want to listen to News Radio 1080. You might want to listen to the radio tomorrow morning because I want to be talking about you. They didn't one time. I left a cart in the checkout full of perishables and dairy. Good. Power to the people, Mike. Power to the people. Tom. When Tom reached into his waistband while proclaiming he has a gun that does work. Well, I do live in Texas, and it's on an ankle holster. So let's see. Oh, so it's conditional then. She needs this job. She has cats. So many cats. Yes. Judy Tester. Team Brittany's here. I love Team Brittany. Pineapple soda, they don't have it at the Walmart. They had it up in the Utah place. They had so many varieties of soda, most of them without caffeine because you know how they feel about caffeine up in Utah. But then it would occasionally be caffeine, but everything's zero. This is Mountain Dew Zero. Because I didn't have enough coffee. And then I didn't drink a Dr. Pepper Zero cherry flavor. I'm buzzing, folks. Wow, what kind of crime-ridden town do you live in? You don't have to be living in a crime-ridden town. They're this way everywhere. They shrinkage. Team Brittany, self-checkout SWAT is in most towns. You're right. Straight out of Tompton. Yes. I think it's time for a home, old man. You might be right. I don't know. In my day, always shop outside walls of a grocery store. It's the healthiest. I do. It's a surgical strike. Although the outside wall, the one I go to, does include this. And you can't get to the cheese unless you go inside, which... Team Brittany says, I'm not shopping in any store where I must do more work than paying for the item. Damn straight. The checkout for IKEA is ridiculous. Yeah, there it is. Here's one of those, like Terry Nee was mentioning. This is one that you get the scanner and you take it with you and you scan the items as you go around the store. Terry Nee says, do you know where I live? Well, I kind of know. I don't want to dox you. Comes in glass. Oh, Jesus, I'm telling you. By the way, here's one that really makes me mad. They have self-checkout at the library. I don't know if you guys know who goes to the library, the public library anymore, but this picture is quite accurate. It's not young ladies. And what do you want to do with somebody, say my mom's age? Force them to use a computer when they're checking out, pulp arranged into flat sheets. That's good job. Good job. Yeah. That's my mom is 85. Yeah. Make her use the self-checkout. That's a 45-minute endeavor. There's an Amazon store. If you go to that store, when you open up the app, it says people who use self-checkout also bought a stool and a noose. That's what it says. That's what it says. Okay. I could tell you about the scanning while shopping. I think it's self-explanatory. By the way, like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell. Please do those free things for me. Roller skater Texas girl knocked it out of the park with just a very, very, very kind PayPal donation. And but you could get a membership, $2.99 a month. You could, super chat. You could do the PayPal thing, or the TomGulleyShow.com merchandise store. I think it's 45% off today. You won't know that till you get to checkout, but I think it is. If it's not in my store, it is on the main page of Cafe Press, and you can just type my name in. You might not get the full array of products, but there'll be something there, and it'll be half off. So, anyway. Homeless and boomers go to the library. Two categories of people you do not want to operate a computer. Public library doubles as a homeless shelter. Well, it just depends on where it is. Roller skater Texas girl, right back at you, lady. Is it self-checkout? Yes, that Amazon store there is self-checkout. And some of the self-checkout stores have one of these there. So they barricade you in until you show the code on your purchase. Which again, oh, hey, Terry Nee had his yogurt in his Tom Gulley mug today. I think he got the 20-ouncer, if I'm not mistaken. I could go and try and find that image real quick. I might here in a second. Don't check. There's an open source self-checkout thing going on now. Who cares? RFIDs being used. There's camera-based ones that they have now. Use them at baseball stadiums. There's a bunch of advantages to this, but I might as well just say none of them are for you. None of them are for you. They are all for the retailer. The disadvantages, a 2021 report by Radiant found that 67% of users have experienced at least one failure of a self-checkout system. 67%, that's 2/3. 25% said they would avoid self-checkout because of prior bad experiences. 65% worry about the cleanliness of the self-checkout. And Terry Nee, I understand your germophobia, but have you seen the scanning area of normal self-checkout? It looks like a sea lion sneezed on it before you got there, and it dried into a crusty paste. Yeah. Customers also complain of noise pollution. And I do too. The reason I don't go to the Tom Thumb is it goes, hello, welcome to Tom Thumb. Please scan your card across a card accepted. And then it announces not only the items I'm purchasing, but the price and any savings at full volume. You know, $10.99 savings, $1.32. I don't need everybody knowing what I'm doing over here. You know, and retailers have also done this kooky thing where the voice announcement on the self-checkout, they use kooky voices like Yoda or Elvis Presley or Count Dracula or Santa. Bunch of crap. Anyway. So here's what we're going to do, because I want to hurry up and open up the link. So here's what we're going to do, kids. I don't set it down. Well, thank you. Yeah, 67% does. By the way, Lucas Malago is a gentleman that without fail likes and retweets my Twitter postings for each show. Thank you, sir. And he's correct. 67% is extremely low. It's criminal that Tom Thumb is inhospitable to Tom Gulley. Well, it's just the Tom Thumb near me. The rest of the Tom Thumbs are awesome. I just don't happen to live near one. I used to go to them all the time. As a matter of fact, well, it's over in my wallet. I have one of these for Tom Thumb as well. Sam's use a phone app and AI for checkout. Stopped for audit occasionally. All right. Terry Nee just always has to be different, doesn't he? Just always has to show us he's a little ahead of the game. It's his world. We're all just living in it. I get it. So here's what we're going to do. And it's a ways away, I realize. But and take this date down. I propose, and I need some time to get this campaign melted and trickled down into the populace in general. On June 21st of every year, all of us don't go to a store that has self-checkout. And if you're forced to, you just don't use the self-checkout. You get a cashier. If all of us, every one of us, every man, Jack and girl, Jill, every Johnny Punch Clock and Joey Six-Pack and Susie Housecoat, if we all stayed home on June 21st and not one retail item was bought at any of these locations, they'd start to get the message. Now, I know what you're going to say. People would just stock up the next day, or they would lower prices and we'd all go in anyway because everybody caves when there's something in it for them. I don't care. I'm trying to strike back at the machine. And there comes a time when the functioning of the machine becomes so odious and so absolutely offensive that you literally will place your body in the gears and the teeth of the machine. Everybody know what speech I'm doing? Anyway, so the date for this is June 21st. If anyone in the next 10 minutes can guess why I picked the day of June 21st, you will be allowed to select the topic of this program on Thursday. Now, I think that's a pretty darn good deal. I do. I think that's a pretty fine deal. That's the best I can do. By golly. June 21st. If you can figure out why I picked that date, well then, you get to pick the topic. Unless it's something that'll get me deplatformed. There's your caveat there. It can't be something that's going to get me deplatformed. Which I also think is fair. Let me put that there. Come on. I don't know what the deal is with StreamYard today, but it's really chapping my wagon. Let me pin that. Pin. June 22nd. Let me see here. I guess I could get rid of that. Why give him more publicity, right? All right. When it started, my grocery store would give you the product free if it got it wrong. Oh, they're way past that now. They make you pay double. I don't think I've done self-checkout without having it light up for a cashier. Skynet. Yes, Team Brittany. We're just one step away from John Connor. That's right, Tom. Let's rid ourselves of the clankers. You're right. Unabomber's birthday? No, but good guess. National Cashier's Day? No, but good guess. Longest day of the year? No, but good guess. Adapt, boomer. Oh, yeah. When they came from the union printers, I did nothing. And when they came for the newspapers, I did nothing. And when they came for the authors, I did nothing. When they came for the scholars, I did nothing. And when they came for the artists, I did nothing. And when they came for me, there was no one left to help. Self-checkout innovation meeting held in London on June 21st and 22nd. That's not the reason either. June 22nd. If there's a cryptologist among you, you might get it right. But it will require a cryptologist. Let's see here. I've been called Sarah Connor on several occasions. That's because you can skate backwards so fast. I have to imagine you can operate a semi-automatic weapon, shoot it at a robot. This is Mom Gulley, which is, of course, not my mom. I'm deciding whether to ban them. Not my mom. And one of the ways you can tell it's not my mom is that it's on a computer. It's here on the computer. I think she watches YouTube. I don't think she's chatting and stuff. I don't know. I'll have to ask her. I doubt it. Seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it. It took a while for us to get the whole call waiting thing across, but she's super smart and she reads books like crazy. It's just certain technology things is all. But she's like brilliant. Well, she raised me. Come on. June 21st. June 21st. We have 5 more minutes left. I have pinned the link, but nobody's coming in. Nobody's coming in. A cryptologist could figure it out. It's not that difficult. What do they call it? Caller ID ruined phone pranks forever. Call waiting is just annoying. It really is. It was a better world when you only had one line and the phone would ring and ring and ring and ring, and you'd have to let it ring 20 or 30 times because sometimes they're out in the garage and, all that stuff. It was a better world. One of your parents was going, hurry up and get off the phone. Somebody important might be calling. Who is that? It's my friend, Keith. Why don't you guys figure out where you want to meet and have a real conversation? Get off the phone. One of those, One of those things. June 21st. Do I have to give another clue? The alphabet is involved. The alphabet is involved. June the 21st. As we near the end of the show, with no new memberships, no new nothing, Juneteenth, not that. June the 21st. Plus my tookus. I used this for a long time, though. Should I call the customer service number for this? See if it still works. I think it was a rotary at the time. Is Philly a clue? I Googled, not to my knowledge. Involves the alphabet. Involves the alphabet. I'm going to give the answer here because I only got a couple more minutes and I need to hit the outro. Hey, thank you all for being here today. I very much appreciate it. We again, except for roller skater Texas girl, bupkis. It's okay. It is okay. Don't worry about it. Roller skater Texas girl was generous enough for the entire earth. But if you could do those free things like share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell, I would appreciate it. Let's see. Team Brittany combining several of the past shows. On June 21st, Mr. Rogers wrote first message in crayon that said, don't use self-checkout. By the way, if it wasn't for Mr. Rogers on Monday, we could call this Things I Hate Week because I hate self-checkout. And tomorrow we're doing candy corn. I also hate that. Okay, I'm going to give you the answer. And as usual, nobody used the link. Don't be scared. I'm a pretty nice guy unless you curse at me or say things that'll get me deplatformed. If we think about the alphabet, and then I'm going to dump out of this real fast, and so your comments will not be in the comments because it's a little bit aggro. All right. If we think about the alphabet and we look at June 21st, now June 21st, properly expressed numerically here in the United States, is 6/21. If you were to take a 6 and you were to take a 21 and you were to look up the corresponding letters of the alphabet starting with A for 1, you might come up with an abbreviation. And it might contain a message to our taskmasters. That's all. So, let me see here. Let me make sure I did that right. Whoops. I'm still super shaky handed from, yeah. I knew I did it right. So if you were to say A is for 1, B is for 2, C is 3, 6/21, June 21st. Can you dig it? There's a little message in there for our friends with the self-checkout. Team Brittany says, you cannot make me do math tonight. No math allowed in YouTube streams. Well, it's not really math. Terry Nee says, Shell oil. I don't know what that means, but it's funny. Stribs got it right. Anyway, let's get out of here. Thank you so much for being here. Please spread the show around. I've been told by lots of people this show is criminally underrated. I believe they're right. Tomorrow night, candy corn. You know, sometimes you say something and then you go, oh, wait, that explains it. This show is criminally underrated. Tomorrow night, candy corn. Wait a minute. I'm starting to figure it out. Anyway, till next time. We'll see you next time.
1, 2, 3, 4. They call me Mr. Gulley. I've got something for your ear. Now it might sound kind of funny, but I'll make it very clear. So what we talking